Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 Pilot M, back at it again with another flight sim video. In today's video, we're going to be doing a low-altitude flyover of beautiful, sunny San Francisco, California. All footage is in 4K on ultra settings. The plane you're witnessing here is a Boeing 747-8 intercontinental aircraft. And without further ado, let's get right into this. I am extremely excited to show you guys and gals all the cool aerial shots of this city. And I'll be pointing out some landmarks on screen as we pass them. Beautiful blue skies here as we cut the plane approaching the city. As you can see, we're approaching the famous Treasure Island, which is actually a human-made artificial island. It was constructed over the span of 2 years in 1936 and 37 out of quarried rock. If that doesn't blow your mind, I honestly don't know what will. The island is connected to Yerba Buena Island by a road fittingly named Treasure Island Road, and from Yerba Buena you can take the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge to mainland San Francisco, or Oakland for that matter. Treasure Island was originally supposed to belong just to the city, and to be filled with tourist attractions. But in World War II, it was necessary to use it as a strategic foothold for the fight in the Pacific. So the United States built a ton of military training bases on the island. People still live there to this day. On the island, not in the bases. And now we're flying over the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge. Just gonna switch views here so you can get a nice flyover shot of Coit Tower. This tower was built in memoriam of the firefighters that were killed in San Francisco's 5 major fires, and gives visitors a scenic bird's-eye view of the city. Cool glimpse of the bustling city streets below. Very geometric look to the city layout here, with lush green treetop foliage sprinkled without. Here's a shot of under the aircraft. Take a look at that sandy beach. The water here is so still. Coming up on the famous Golden Gate Bridge now, one of the most iconic telltale landmarks of San Francisco and California. At the time it was built in 1937, this bridge was the longest as well as the tallest suspension bridge in the world. Pretty crazy stuff. Now we're gonna cross over the Golden Gate, which is actually the name of the mile-long strait of water that connects San Francisco Bay to the Pacific Ocean. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. We're currently approaching metropolitan San Francisco, California. Get ready for some low-altitude action shots of this mesmerizing city center. Hope you're enjoying your flight. Here's some interesting facts that you maybe didn't know about San Francisco, California. Number 1, the fortune cookie was actually made by a Japanese resident of San Francisco. I honestly never knew this, but in doing research for this video, all I can say is the more you know. Fact number 2. San Francisco was actually part of the country of Mexico until the Mexican-American War in 1848. Lowering the plane here now. Holy crap, guys. Look at this remarkable view. Here is the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge once again. Looking back at this footage honestly creeps me out so much. Watch how much of a close call this near miss here was. I nearly hit the bridge. Here's a shot of Oakland off in the distance as we cut the plane to the left. And now in a few seconds you are going to witness the notorious Alcatraz Island. Alcatraz Island is home to the oldest operating lighthouse on the west coast of the United States, as well as old relics of early military structures. But what Alcatraz is most known for, of course, was the federal and military prisons found on the island. The current surrounding the island is always high, decreasing the likelihood that inmates would escape. But these prisons are now defunct and available to visit by tourists and locals by boat. Here's one super interesting thing about Alcatraz Island that you maybe did not know. Al Capone, the famous booze smuggling gangster of the Prohibition, was held at Alcatraz. And when he was held on Alcatraz Island, in the prisons, he gave a regular Sunday concert with the inmate band. They were called the Rock Islanders. And he played the banjo. Pretty crazy. Crossing over this vast patch of still blue water, you can see the Golden Gate Bridge once again. And this next bit of footage is intended to give you guys a scenic approach of this big city while we circle around from above the water. Here you can get another peek at the famous Alcatraz Island. Personally, I really enjoy how they added ships and boats in the water. It adds such a sense of realism, you know? Like, without it, I feel like the water would be so barren. But glad they added it. It's a really cool touch. They also have cars. If you look really closely in the footage, on those hustling, bustling city streets, there's cars and trucks. So it's pretty neat. Really cool snapshot of the dynamically rendered reflections. Just look at that landmass and bridge reflecting off the blue water. And we got some radio chatter here. One thing I find really interesting is in this game, the chatter you hear on the radio is dependent on the actions you make while flying the plane. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, that just about concludes our flyover of San Francisco, California. Hope you enjoyed your flight, and maybe even learned a little something. If you like that new format where I discuss different historic landmarks more in depth, let me know in the comments below. As always, have a great day, and if you liked this video, make sure to give it a like, and hit that subscribe button and bell icon to stay up to date on future videos. Fly safe, guys.
$300.